While everyone else is teaching you how to create useless social media posts with Claude and Canva, I'm going to show you how to create something that's going to actually make you money using the same tools. I'm going to break down the easiest way to create and sell an ebook using Claude and Canva. So by the end of this video, you'll not only have an ebook, you'll have the exact system and assets to be able to sell it in less than 30 minutes. So let's hop in. Now, the first thing that we need to do is leverage Claude to actually come up with the content that's going to be in your ebook. Now, I've said this time and time again, I am of the persuasion that your ebook needs to be something from your own intellectual property. So for this task, we are going to feed Claude information. And we're also going to use my product prompt to create an ebook that's going to then feed into Canva where we're going to format it. So let's hop over to Claude to come up with the actual content for the ebook. All right, so now we're over in Claude, we're going to use Claude to come up with the content of the ebook. Now, we're not starting completely from scratch. I'm actually going to pull in some information from one of my personal finance videos on investing, and we're going to create this ebook on how to get started with investing. Now, as far as the prompt goes to actually create the ebook content, I'm going to feed it my product prompt, which is some prompts that I have created to easily and quickly create digital products. You can grab that in the description of this video, but I'm simply going to paste those product prompts in the chat, and I'm going to give it a little bit more context. I want to create an ebook that will be formatted in Canva. I'm going to give you my product prompt for creating an ebook and a transcript from one of my videos. Use that to come up with the content of the ebook. Then I will need a prompt to create the ebook in Canva. And so basically I'm going to add my product prompt, which again, you can grab below. And then I'm just going to go to one of my videos and I'm going to grab the transcript. So let me grab that transcript. All right, so I've grabbed my transcript. I'm just going to paste it here, as you can see, and I am going to hit go, and Claude should then come up with the content of the ebook. I don't want it to actually create the ebook. I just want it to come up with the content of the ebook. Now, while Claude is coming up with the content of the ebook, I'm actually going to go over to Canva, and I want it to be in a specific template. So I just went into Canva, I went to templates, I typed in ebook, and I'm just going to look for an ebook template that I actually like. I'm going to find one that has more than one page and that's more text heavy than it is image heavy. So I think I am going to go with this one. This one's very text heavy. So I'm going to click on this particular one and I'm going to hit customize template. And what I'm going to do is actually grab the link to this template so that I can feed it back to Claude to let it know, hey, this is the template that I actually want Canva to use for my ebook. So I'm going to head back over. As you can see, Claude has already done the work. It's giving me the content for the actual ebook, and then it actually gave me the Canva prompt as well. But I want to let it know that I want to use this specific template in Canva. Please revise the prompt and be sure to include the ebook content. Revise. And so I'm going to feed it that. Here we go. All right, so now that I gave Claude the actual template that I want to use, you can see that it's gone in and it's actually given me a prompt specifically for that template. And so it's telling it exactly what it needs to change on each of the pages within the ebook. And so once that's done, I'm just simply going to copy the entire prompt and I'm going to put it into Canva AI. So starting here, I'm just going to copy all the way down to the end of the prompt. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to head over to Canva where the template is. I'm going to go to Canva AI. I'm just going to paste that prompt that Claude generated and hit go. And then Canva is just going to take everything that Claude just told it and it's going to start updating the actual ebook. So I'm going to let that work and let it update the ebook. All right, you can see that Canva is now updating the ebook. It's changed the name of it's changed the title of the ebook. It's also added a different subheader, and now it's going to go in and make modification to the additional pages. So I'm just going to let it work and just do everything that the prompt has told it to do. And once that's done, I'll come back and show you the final result. All right, so as you can see, Canva has completed the ebook. It let me know over in the Canva AI that it was done with all 11 pages of this ebook. And as you can see, it did the introduction, chapter 1, chapter 2, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, for an actual ebook that I would sell, I would then go in and modify to make any necessary changes. So as far as formatting goes, I would probably do that. I would just get that updated and centered, and then I would probably make the text a whole lot bigger, so on and so forth. So I would do some minor formatting, but for the most part, it's come in and it's taking the context of what I created in Claude, using my transcript from my video, and it's actually created an ebook. And so again, I would just format, make stuff a lot bigger. Maybe I would add my own images, but literally in less than 15 minutes, I was able to create an ebook using Claude and Canva. Now, the big part was that I already had content to feed it, and that's what I recommend. You don't want AI just creating something from scratch. You do want to give it your own intellectual property, your, conversations that you've had. Maybe you want to even write in or talk in the content that you want to include. But for me, I use a YouTube video script. I put it in there. I gave it my product prompt, which you can grab in the description. It came up with the content of the ebook, and then I used Canva to actually format the ebook. And then of course, I would then go in and format everything to be exactly like I want it to be. I would add stuff. Obviously, I would read over this before I actually sold it. But you can see how simple and easy it is to create an ebook without having to go through the hassle of typing and copying and pasting. And these are things that I had to do before all of this existed. I would have to type it somewhere and then format it in Canva and copy and paste and resize and do all these things, when you can literally just take a template and use Canva AI to format the content that you've already written. All right, so now that I actually have the ebook created, I now need to create a mock-up that I can use on my checkout page to actually sell it. So what I've done is I've downloaded the ebook as a PNG file from Canva. So that's been saved to my computer. And now I'm just going to come back into Canva, and I am going to type in product mockup within their templates to try to find a product mockup template that I can use. So as you can see, they have plenty of digital product mockup templates. I'm just going to click on this first one here, and I'm going to hit customize this template. Now I am actually going to go to Canva AI, and I'm just going to let it know that I want to modify this template to be an ebook mockup for the files attached. Please use them for the mockup image. It needs a white background. Now I'm just going to upload all the pages that I downloaded from the ebook. And once they are all uploaded, I'm just going to click go, and I'm going to let Canva actually create the product mockup. So I'm going to hit go, and I'm just going to see what it does as far as generating this product mockup that I am going to use for my product. Now, as you can see, Canva is working real time to create this product mockup. Now it says it's done. There are some things that I would definitely modify. Because I'm going to use this on my checkout page, I actually don't need text on this. So I would just then come here, and I would probably add some, let's see, I want to add a shadow. So I'm going to add a drop shadow to it. So hopefully it'll do that right. Now, ideally, in a perfect scenario, it would have just replaced the images that were on the ebook. When I first tried this, it actually did it. However, on this go around, for whatever reason, it's not doing exactly the same thing that it did before. So I'm just going to work with what I have, and just know that you can make all these modifications and come up with a simple product mockup that you can then use on your checkout. So it's not going to be perfect. Obviously, I went in and made my own modifications to it, but you can see how easy it is to just use Canva to do the work. We created the ebook in Claude and use Canva to format it, and now we're just using Canva to create the mockup. So there we have the mockup. So it makes it look real. It actually makes it look like a book, which I wouldn't necessarily do on the page that says chapter 1. Nonetheless, I didn't have to do anything. I just uploaded the images and gave it the text. So I can then download this and use it on my checkout page, which I use in System.io. So as you can see, I didn't have to do anything but put a prompt in. I didn't even have like a specific prompt that I use here. I just uploaded the images, and now I have a mock-up of an ebook that I can now use on a checkout page. Now, of course, if you want to know my process for how I actually sell this, my actual sales funnel, then you want to check out this next video where I break that completely down.